One of the leadership meetings we had this summer, we were all talking about what we were going to be doing this year and what we wanted as a focus and our goals. And one of Monsignor's last comments as we walked out was, "Let's rock this place."
What we decided as leadership is we're just gonna work together to really set the tone. That we're gonna be positive and rock this place.
The seniors this year, I'm excited to start out the year with them. We had a really good retreat in the spring, so I'm really excited to see them as the leaders of our building.
Rocks are the foundation, and so when we build our foundation, it is about being strong in the faith, and that rock is what's going to settle us in.
The most exciting thing coming from the New Day campaign in the last few years is our growth. We're approaching 90 more kids, preschool through 12. That's close to 30% growth, K-12, and that's exciting.
Because of our growth, we are now double sections, which is kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, single in fourth and fifth, but double in sixth. So with that doubling of the third grade this year, we had to shuffle a few people down the hallway and then needed to find a room for our fifth grade. So this year we'll have a fifth and sixth grade wing. So the left side of the high school, as you leave the office, will be fifth and sixth grade only. So we have 2 sixth grades and then a fifth grade in the middle classroom.
So we're welcoming in new families into those classrooms. Our schedules will stay pretty much the same in our offerings of our library time. They'll also have a technology time.
We're looking forward to some changes in the regular technology classroom structure this year for our elementary students, and working with the teachers to integrate technology into their regular lessons that they've done for years, that they know work well, but want to just see how we can tweak them a little bit to integrate technology, just to ignite a little spark in some of those students that learn maybe with a little bit different modality, so that we can enhance what's already happening in the classroom, because it's great. But we just want to take it one step further.
And then they'll also have the band and choir option for the 5th and 6th grade, which will continue. And then our priest visits are part of that schedule, as well as regular weekly meetings with our Spanish teacher.
High school students are very fortunate to have the ability to take college credits here on campus, and we continue to work to improve those offerings.
When students come into Sacred Heart, they have the option of doing a dual credit, which would be college credit as well as high school credit for their requirements. Part of the options for dual credit would allow them from the state of Minnesota to take post-secondary education options, which we call PSEO, free from the state of Minnesota. So in order to balance that between our North Dakota and Minnesota residents, we began offering courses here through the University of Mary, and then those that we are not able to offer because our staff does not have the right qualifications as of yet, then we work through Northland Technical College, and they are able to take those courses there.
Our kids are graduating with more college credits than they ever have before. We had 2 seniors this year that had their first full year of college done and paid for already when they left Sacred Heart.
Our English 12 will now be offered as a Comp 1, Comp 2 for dual credit. We will offer that here on campus, and so students will be able to receive their 3 credits for each semester and fulfill their obligation for their senior English, as well as their requirements for their essential studies for their first year of college. That will join our psychology and sociology, which is our dual credit offering, and then we do have an elective in our science areas for anatomy and physiology. These classes are all dual credit, but they're also offered for high school credit, so students have an option of participating in one or the other. With the advancement of a new instructor for our band and choir, with Mr. Erickson coming in, we've decided to split the band and choir, so it'll now go to a day 1, day 2, and we decided to move into a 7th and 8th grade band choir, and then a 9 through 12. So they focus on the skills of what they need to move into a performance choir in 9 through 12. They will have performance concerts together, but they will each perform their own pieces. The students in 7th and 8th will have an option to be in both of those. Our 7th graders, if they are not in both band and choir, then they will take a general music class fulfilling their credits. Our PEP is a personalized education plan. So as a student coming in new to Sacred Heart, either in the 6th grade or into the high school, they will meet with myself and our counselor, Mr. Hart. We will sit down with the family, so parents and the students, And we will have an hour to an hour and a half conversation about their student. This is about just getting to know the child. So when we personalize educational experience here, we're taking a look at who your child is, what are they bringing, where are they at in their experience, and then what can we do to modify teaching and instruction to help them reach their potential. And so by actually having students think about how they learn and what they want from their learning experience, it gives us a better idea of how to meet those needs. And then that information is all put together in files so that teachers have access to that, especially at the high school level.
We're really excited to be able to be blessed with this grant from the Sisters of Mount St. Benedict and update the technology at Sacred Heart to above and beyond even 21st century level. We're able to update the entire high school lab, able to install a new filter for our wired connections as well as our wireless connections to be sure that our students are safe while using the technology in the building. We've been able to purchase an entire set of Chromebooks and a cart for them to be mobile around the school, as well as finish out a set of iPads that we had.
So here at Sacred Heart, we want kids to have as many opportunities as possible, whether it's robotics or archery or some of our clubs, or it's athletics or drama. We've added a lot of co-ops recently. We look at that as a positive to give kids, if they want to be involved in something, we want them to do that. We have had a lot of success, especially in our athletics lately, which, athletics isn't what we're about, but it sure is a lot of fun when we do well. 2 years ago, going to state in girls basketball, going to the Fargo Dome the last few years in football and volleyball, it's been very successful. We've had success in trap shooting and archery and wrestling. I mean, there's been individual kids that have really been succeeding as well. Well, we've been fortunate to get some very good day one speakers. I mean, Matt Burke was great. Coach Boone, a lot of the kids love that movie, Remember the Titans. And now Lori Hernandez, I think she's very recognizable from all ages of kids. In fact, we're inviting all the kids, K through 12, to come because he's Olympian gold medalist, as we know. So I think she'll relate well to the kids, so we're excited to have her.
We are very blessed and very excited to have 7 new staff members this year, plus a couple different moves. Our 5th grade, because it is so large and our focus is that ratio of kids to teachers, keeping that as low as possible, we've hired a full-time para, and her role will be mainly in the 5th grade classroom. So with the 26 students that we currently have registered, we'll have 2 adults in the room at all times.
Well, last year we began staff development with all of the faculty in working on differentiated instruction, which means bringing teaching techniques and strategies into the classroom that will allow each child to work at their maximum potential. And so we've done trainings with that. Teachers have enrolled in some courses.
One thing that Ms. Wilson and I have discussed and think this is a good move is to have, because we have so many new teachers, we want some mentoring to be going on, and faith is our focus. So to have the double teams, so we have 2 first grade teachers, those 2 teachers teaching religion together. So having the students come together as one group and celebrate their faith together with both teachers in the classroom for many reasons, but just to make sure that that's our celebration when we all come together.
Our overall goal and the mission of a Catholic school is to raise people who have a strong relationship with God.
As we're working really hard to improve our academics and our curriculum, we never want to lose the focus on what our number one mission is, and that's that to develop the opportunity for our kids to develop a personal relationship with Christ.
I think just the changes of making that more of a focus and more of our purpose for being here.
And so the idea of having faith activities, both in faith families, as well as gathering for Mass, whether we do it as a high school or elementary or combined, or we're offering Stations of the Cross, or we're inviting families to come in and pray, or daily prayer that happens before classes or in the regular classroom, circle time class meetings. That's all about building relationships, and in order to establish a personal relationship with Christ allows us to be better friends and servants to one another, and that's what we're called to do as disciples of Christ.
It's the community, it's the faith-based education, it's opportunities.
I love the idea of students learning. I love that we can find the uniqueness in each child and bring them up in the faith, and that component of being able to live up to what God has called us to do, and a place where we can freely do that in our hallways, in our classrooms, and have teachers and staff members that believe in that same mission. That's why we have Sacred Heart.
Academically, we're top notch. We're providing kids with the opportunity to grow in their faith. I think we're a great place for families, the families that really get involved and make this their community. I mean, it's home. It's a great place.
Having the opportunity to do both things that I love, teaching, working with kids, well, 3 things, and sharing my faith. That's what it is here. And so when you have that family atmosphere with students and can have that connection beyond academics, you really truly are educating and preparing that student for the best life they can have.